What's up, everybody? It's Bo here, and I am coming at you. Wow. Okay, sorry. I'm on Mount Olympus, and have I really not finished this? This was like weeks ago. Whew, that's embarrassing. Okay, you know what? I'm leaving this in. Because I need to hold myself accountable. We need to get this patched up immediately. Let's see. Boom, 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 and boom. Yes. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, this is Bo, and welcome back to FANCRAFT. We are up here starting things out on Mount Olympus because a lot has been going on Mount Olympus, or the Acropolis, or the FANCROpolis. I don't know. I still go back and forth on kind of the naming convention here, but regardless, we are here next to our Temple of Athena, but there are a lot of new temples that have been added. Starting with this one right here. Okay, I'm coming in way too fast to be able to fully appreciate this. Let's see if we can do that again. All right, there we go. Starting with this temple right here. Okay, that is gorgeous. I am very much looking forward to seeing what this one is all about. It's got kind of like some ancient ruins going on. A bit of a strong bit of a nature vibe. I think, though I could be wrong, I think this is the Temple of Artemis, if I'm not mistaken. Goddess of the Hunt. A lot of nice little details all throughout. I really, really like kind of the fires on both sides, and also just the use of those new tuft blocks. Looks absolutely awesome. Plus, I really like the pillars too, especially kind of at an angle. This is done extremely well. Though I will admit, trying to showcase it while flying has been a little bit difficult, but it looks awesome. Maybe it's better to look at behind me than it is like straight on. I don't know. But as you'll notice, it's not the only one. We've got another temple that is right up here, and as the giant sword implies, this one is the Temple of Ares, the god of war. Oh, wow. Look at this throne. Oh, man. Okay. All right. The burning throne. I dig it. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, that is a pretty evil throne right there. You got to be somebody to be able to sit this throne. This is pretty cool. Oh, this is pretty great. You got the little warriors on either side as you walk up. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. Awesome. And I love the use of kind of the sand blocks here, and then the red roof, kind of the blood red sky thing going right there. I think that is so awesome. Well done. The Artemis Temple, I believe, was done by So, and then of course the Ares Temple done by Dr. Alien, if I'm not mistaken. This is why it's nice to have this. Yes, that one, the Ares was done by Dr. Alien, and Artemis done by So. Okay, great. But last but not least, there is another temple up in the sky. And actually, I just got word from Knight, and he is definitely not done with that temple yet. So we'll check it out later. I'm sorry, Knight. We'll be back. We'll be back to check this out. The great thing about this whole new district is it's very much kind of coming together and a bit of a work in progress. I need to figure out how to terraform it a bit to make it make a lot more sense. And given the fact that I have got Hermes, what I was kind of thinking about doing is for the quote-unquote Temple of Hermes, rather than doing a singular temple, possibly doing like essentially a roadway, kind of like a pathway of the gods as the representative for Hermes, and basically doing kind of a pseudo kind of zigzag, almost like lightning bolts going across back and forth with some soul sand, so that if you've got the right equipment, you can really speed your way, from all the different kind of sides as well. And then, of course, I'm thinking like the Temple of Zeus might be very similar to what Knight has done with Apollo, but maybe in more of like a floating, if you think about the actual Acropolis, it's got a very flat top, very similar to what we have right now. But if we kind of go from Acropolis to more of an Olympus, maybe like the top of what was the mountain, what was Mount Olympus, is kind of lifted up off the ground with the Temple of Zeus kind of encompassing the top. I don't know. I'm still kind of thinking through it. It's going to be interesting to see where it all comes together. There is a lot of, unique kind of ways we can play with this. So this is continuing to be a very cool build. But despite all the amazing additions to Mount Olympus, we are actually going to be spending our time today in the Harry Potter district, where last time we built Ilop's Owl Emporium, and I still just absolutely love this build. I think it looks so cool. Look at that. Didn't even crash. I think it looks so cool. And yeah, we've got many of our owl friends have been added, though admittedly the interior still is looking a little basic. We got to continue to work on this. And I still green owls. No green owls. I'm sorry, buddy. You don't look enough like an owl. I'm thinking blue's acceptable. I feel like blue is like a, there's blue owls out there. Didn't Mr. Rogers have an owl that was blue? I don't know. Anyway, I'm thinking that blue's acceptable and white's acceptable, but the green's got to go. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But today we are actually heading across the street to work on a new build right here. So I'm kind of curious, if you look at this, do you know what I'm going to build? My guess is no, because ironically, despite Diagon Alley being such an iconic place and something that many people might want to build in Minecraft, the individual shops I don't think carry the amount of kind of celebrity status that other locations of the Harry Potter just kind of universe do. I am actually going to be working on a shop on Diagon Alley that is called Noltie's Botanical Novelties. That's right, Noltie's Botanical Novelties. This is a build with kind of like this whole overgrown look to it. It's got kind of a balcony on the top that really looks like a mushroom, and I don't know, there's a lot going on here. This place is going to be busting from the seams with overgrowth and with all kinds of life, and it's going to look really, really cool and a nice little addition to this side of the street on Diagon Alley. And then as a bonus, we're actually going to be putting something off to the side as well, and I will explain that when we get there. Now, because it is probably going to become evident as we go along, I still haven't built this backside to to the Owl Emporium, and that is because this build is probably going to be next week. I thought about doing this one this week, and then I was like, I'm not ready for it. So yeah, what is this, you might wonder? Let me put it this way. I wonder what this one could be. I wonder what we might be building here. There you go. There's your clue. Put it in the comments if you think you know what we'll be building probably next time. Yeah, but not today. Today we're doing the plant place, and it's going to be great. I'm going to hop into it. We're going to see how far we get, and then, I'll kind of show you what we're working with. But yeah, let's jump into it. And after a little bit of a time jump, ta-da, we've got our front face of the building. Okay, so I realize it might not look like much. I mean, well, at the same time, I don't know. There's this weird thing that happens where when you're doing a build and you've been working on it for a little while, you get so used to it and you kind of forget when you show it to somebody for the first time, they haven't been staring at it for the past couple of hours. So yeah, this is essentially like a canvas, if you will. Like, it's a canvas for all of the crazy overgrowth that's going to be all over it. It kind of feels weird to show it off, except for that so much has kind of gone into coming up with what the basic, original building was before all of the plants started busting out of it, that, I kind of felt the need to show it off. As you can see, if I kind of pull back a little bit, actually, you know what? Let me grab a bed really quick. It might actually be a lot easier to show this off during the day. So there we go. As you can see, there's a little bit kind of a weird shape to the roof, but I think that works. It has a very kind of elongated triangular kind of roof in the versions of this building that I've seen so far. And so I'm just kind of feeling it out to seeing what happens. Now, admittedly, you can kind of see the holes in it. That won't always be the case. I just ran out of concrete, and so it is what it is. You've also got that kind of gazebo mushroom at the very top, which admittedly, I did not think about the fact that there's like a candle right next to it. So you have two buildings right next to each other with both kind of these large white features. But I really do think once we add all the vegetation and the leaves and the plants and everything, that's going to be a bit of a game changer here. It's really going to make this thing stand out and give it a lot of character. So yeah, this is, as I mentioned, just kind of a checking in, showcasing what we're looking like, and then we're going to kind of dirty this thing up and go from there. Now, before I actually go back to work, I kind of want to know what you think this is going to be a shop for. Admittedly, I mean, you can guess like, oh, plants, right? Like you're going to do shop for plants. Well, lest we forget, I actually already own a flower shop. So that's been covered. And I kind of want to do something specific like I've done everywhere else. So what do you think this shop is going to be for? Put it in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. And yeah, for those of you who got it right, we're going to find out. Well, you're going to find out very shortly. And I'm going to find out, I guess, technically I already know. Anyway, point is, I'm going to get back to work on this thing. And let's check back in and see what happens. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I think we got something pretty great going on right here. Okay, as you can see, the overgrowth has occurred and there are all kinds of plants busting out of the seams from the top, from the bottom, on the ground, all around. It is awesome. And I think it really works for the look and feel that we were going for here. All right, so let's take a look inside the shop because I actually already have the interior doing as well. And as you can see, we have got some product for sale. That's right. If you guessed that we were going to be selling leaves, then you were absolutely correct. Yep. We got leaves for all the different trees ready to go. I mean, maybe not like the most stocked up. Maybe not stocked up at all in some situations, but that'll change. That's an easy thing to fix. We're gonna get it stocked up and ready, and I think this little shop here is really great. Now, the overall build turned out just, I don't know. I worked around with this one. I was nervous about it, but now that I see it in practice, I think it flows really well. Now, there is kind of an ironic nature to these Harry Potter builds that I've been working on, and that is specifically that, like, okay, so from this angle, that build looks great, but that build looks terrible. Great, terrible, great, terrible. Now, if we just take a little walk across the street from the other angle, you'll see that this build now looks absolutely great, but this one looks absolutely terrible. Oh man. Okay, this is the challenge, okay? This is the challenge when you've got these buildings right next to each other. Do you build a side to it, or do you wait for something else to be there? Now, in both of these instances, I have kind of a solution. For one thing, we've got a building that's going to be going here very soon. And today, we are actually going to tack on like a little bit of a bonus build to this one right here to kind of close it out a little bit, make it feel a little bit more put into place. And yeah, make sure that this little area right here is totally covered up, or at least mostly covered up. You'll see. Oh yes. Oh yes. And the big reveal, we have added the daily profit. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's a very simple little build, the daily profit offices, but I wanted to tack on something to really make kind of our main Noltie's Botanical Novelties feel very complete and fit in. And so I thought this works out really well. Just a nice, small, little thin build that also really kind of wraps and kind of, you know, begins to curve, because we've got this whole empty space right here that's going to be very interesting to figure out how to fill up. Now, admittedly, I have been going crazy on these Harry Potter builds, and, you know, I mean, like I literally tacked on a bonus one here, but I do have an idea for this one as well. So I don't know. Someone might get to it first, and they are more than welcome to. Both the concept and the location. Anyway, so yes, we've got the Daily Prophet, of course, the famed newspaper in the Harry Potter universe, and thus now here on the Diagon Alley in the Harry Potter district, right next to our Noltie's Botanical Novelties. It is looking great. I've added just a little tree in the background right there, and then I actually have put in some stock, so we are good to go. I think we've even got our prices. Yes, 1 diamond per stack. Oh, baby. Okay. So I actually am kind of shocked at how proud I am of this build, like of these shops. The botanicals in particular was one that I remember when I developed it, when I designed it in my creative world, I was just like, I don't know if that's going to be good or not. And then I kind of had to trust that in context, it would work. And sure enough, I think it absolutely does. All the more reason to tack on this daily profit build. As simple as it is, I think it helps to really tie the other together and give you a sense of what at least this side of the street is really kind of coming together to look like. Now, what to sell in the daily profit? I mean, paper, right? Like maybe we just sell paper here. I'm actually not sure. Maybe we actually like print some news and kind of put it out. Maybe a little street sign right here with the news of the day. That could be kind of fun. But really, these are problems for the future. I think after all of this hard work, I am definitely done. So put it in the comments. Did you like these builds? Did we nail it? Are they way off? And then also, what are you hoping to see us do next? I mean, granted, I need to patch up this hole, and so this this shop is definitely going to be next. And I wonder what it could be. But other than that, what would you like to see us do next here in the Harry Potter district? Put it in the comments. Let us know. That's going to do it for us for this week. And until next time, goodbye.